Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. Welcome to a new video. So long time no see for me. My last video, well, I did post a book on haul, but before that my last video was like months ago, back in May. I haven't really filmed anything since then, so welcome back for me and for you. So yeah, like I said, my last video was like way back in May. I haven't really filmed anything since then. And yeah, I pretty much just Irish goodbyed right there and didn't say anything about me taking a break or anything like that. So I took a break and it lasted a bit longer than I thought it would because we are now August. Basically, I've just been on my summer break. I've been chilling. I have not really been reading. I've been in a huge reading slump. I'm not sure how many books I read in June. It was not a lot though, and there was not a lot of books that I've enjoyed actually this year. I haven't found a lot of books that I've really enjoyed. I think I only have 3 5-star books and it's August now, so that's a bit disappointing because usually I have a lot more than that. So yeah, if I'm in a reading slump, it's hard to film book videos, which I talked about this before. It's like, how do I make a reading vlog if I'm not reading? So yeah, I didn't finish any books in July. I barely read at all. So yeah, I've just been struggling with reading, but I'm feeling like I'm gonna get back into it. So let's talk about the books that I'm currently in the middle of. I started a lot of books and then it never went anywhere with them. Like I got like maybe a couple chapters in, or I started books and then I was like, no, I'm not in the mood. And so I'm in the middle of quite a few books, but these books are the ones that I want to focus on in this video. So the book that I am currently reading right now is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. I'm reading it on my Kindle. Mira Grant is the pen name for Shauna Maguire when she writes horror books. So this is like a killer mermaid kind of horror book, and I'm really close to the end. I don't know what percent I'm at. I'm 80% into that one, so I'm gonna try to finish this one today because I am intrigued, and it's at the like climactic ending pretty much, so I'm gonna try to finish that one today. I am also still in the middle of Measure of a Man by In a Day is 22. This is a Dramini fanfic that I've been buddy reading with Mel and Lachlan for literal months now. This is the third and final volume. I've read the first 2 volumes. I'm at the very beginning. Literally, I'm on page 2 of this third volume. I've just lost steam with it. It's just so long and it's so slow burn. And I love slow burn, but like to a point, you know, like at this point I'm just like, I've lost a lot of steam with it, and I do still want to finish it, but I still have, I mean, like 600 pages of this fic to read, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm feeling very like middle of the road kind of vibes from this one. So I do want to finish this, but I don't know if I'll pick it up in this vlog. I also need to finish my reread of Kingdom of Ash. I have been rereading Kingdom of Ash for months now. I started off strong. I literally sat down and read the first 200 pages, and then I didn't pick it up again. I am annotating. I mean, you can kind of hardly tell. My annotation key had to get set up in the back for this one, but I don't know why. I just like, my reading has been so weird this year, and I feel like I'm having like somewhat of an identity crisis with my reading. But yeah, I do really want to finish this one. So I'll probably pick that one up after I finish Into the Drowning Deep. And then I also started my reread of Powerless by Lauren Roberts because the sequel came out and I want to read the sequel. However, I am only like 10 pages in, but it starts on page 9. I'm on page 13 and it starts on page 9, so literally I'm like 4 pages in. I set up my annotation key for this one as well, and I just like didn't get very far. So I do want to reread this one so that I can read the sequel, Reckless, which I already have and it's come out, but I've just been struggling with the motivation to read. So hopefully now that I'm like a little bit on a roll with Into the Drowning Deep, it will like put me back into a reading mood. I mean, this is not really the greatest start to a reading vlog where I'm talking about like what a bummer my reading year has been, but I'm just trying to be honest here because like every fantasy romance that I've been picking up has been like completely not for me. It's made me question if I even like fantasy romance, which if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said that's my favorite genre. And now I'm like, do I even really like it? So again, like my reading identity crisis, like I don't even know. But all that to say is I feel like I'm ready to be reading, which is great because it's felt so weird not reading for the past couple of months. So yeah, we're gonna try to make some progress here. So I'm gonna go finish Into the Drowning Deep, and then I'll probably, if I'm being honest, I'll probably spend the rest of the day reading Kingdom of Ash just because I know that I love this book, and you know, I have fun annotating in it and stuff, and I have like stickers that I want to put in here and all that jazz. So we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get into the video. So thank you so much for being here. Sorry I Irish goodbye to everybody and left for 2 months without saying anything, but I'm back now. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. All right, hello. I have a couple updates for you that I want to talk about. So first, let's talk about what I'm reading and like the books that I finished. So I did finish Into the Drowning Deep. So I know I didn't really talk too much about this one. I just said it's killer mermaids. And honestly, that really kind of sums up the plot of the book. It is a like suspenseful kind of horror sci-fi kind of book. So a few years before this book is set, there was a like expedition, like ship sent out to the Mariana Trench to find mermaids. And it was more of like an entertainment group that sent out people, not a ton of scientists. I don't know why I'm still holding this. But they send out the ship and everybody on the ship is gone and dead and there's no survivors. They find the empty ship out on the ocean and they also find some footage of kind of what went down on the ship. And some people think that it's maybe a hoax because it's literally these killer mermaids that are like coming aboard the ship and killing all of the crew. And then there's some people who are like, no, that is what actually happened. There's no way that it could have been like fabricated. It's real. It's real footage. So this is like, I think 5 years in the future. One of the like people that went on the original ship, her sister is now like, I'm going on this next expedition. It's the same entertainment group that made it, except they invited a bunch of scientists, security, and they're going and they're basically like, we're gonna find these mermaids and we're gonna be the first ones to have documentation of these mermaids. But yeah, so then we're following this second expedition as they go in search of killer mermaids, and that's what they find. And so it's like them basically trying to survive, but also trying to understand these mermaids. Yeah, that's the point of the book. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very fascinating. There's a lot of like marine biology kind of stuff that goes into it, and science stuff that like was in the book was really interesting. You can tell that Mira Grant / Shauna McGuire like did her research and like knows a lot of stuff about like marine biology and stuff like that. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, I probably would be more like freaked out by it if this story was a movie, because like when I'm reading horror books, I don't read a lot of horror books, but they're not like scary and terrifying. Like if I watch a horror movie, it'll give me nightmares and I'll think about it all the time. But when I read a horror book, it like doesn't stick with me in the same way, probably because like I'm creating the images in my head and not somebody else like popping them up on the screen for me. I don't know if that makes a difference. Anyways, I did really enjoy Into the Drowning Deep. I would recommend it if you are interested in that like synopsis at all. I would definitely recommend it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Also, I haven't read any of Kingdom of Ash yet. I did start an audiobook this morning called what is it called? I keep wanting to say How to Get Away with Murder, but that's a TV show. How to Solve Your Own Murder. I'll pop up the cover up on the screen, but I saw this compared to Knives Out, and I kind of get that comparison. And I got the audiobook from my library, and it's about to expire at the end of this week, so I was like, I should start that. This is a mystery, and it's the Knives Out aspect is that this older person dies and this giant estate of theirs is like up for inheritance, and you're trying to basically solve this woman's murder. Okay, so that's like the Knives Out aspect of it. This woman, Frances, gets a fortune told to her when she is 16 that kind of tells her she's going to be murdered, and it gives her like this kind of riddle, these random vague clues, and so she basically spends her whole life trying to figure out how she's going to be murdered and trying to stop it. And so she's collected like all of these files on people in this small town. She lives in this giant manor on this estate, and most people just think that she's crazy because like why would she believe a fortune like that? But she's like elderly now and she ends up dying, and so people are like, oh, was she murdered? Was she not? She was. And so her great niece is now trying to solve that murder based on all of the files and clues that Frances has left for her, and trying to figure out like what happened. And I am about 37% of the way through this, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really good. I like the audiobook. I've been listening to it all morning because I've done various chores, and then also I've been crocheting on my genre blanket update, by the way. I don't know if you can see all of that, but it's getting big, it's getting wide. Don't look too closely at the edge because it's not great. I'll just fold it over so you can't even look at it. But yeah, it's good progress. I am trying to catch up. I think I have like 8 or so rows left that I need to do to like catch up to all of the books that I've read recently. You'd think not reading anything in July I would have been able to catch up easily, but I didn't crochet at all in July either, so I am planning to catch up either today or tomorrow because I'm going to continue to listening to the audiobook. I do have to pull weeds, which takes me about an hour, and it's like not fun at all, but I can listen to the audiobook that whole time. So but yeah, I didn't read any of Kingdom of Ash because I didn't want to listen to the audio of that and not be able to annotate it because like I'm doing other things. So I do still want to read Kingdom of Ash, but I'm like more in the mood for some like mystery thrillers and then also like some magical realism, like witchy books. So I've made the decision to not start my reread of Powerless because I just think I'm not feeling fantasy romance right now. I know I just set up my annotation key for this one, which is fine. I'll leave the tabs in the book so that whenever I do pick it up for a reread, it's there and it's ready, but I'm just not feeling it right now. So probably sometime soon so that I can read the sequel, but I'm just not feeling it. And then same with Measure of a Man. I think I'm going to soft DNF this one for right now just because I'm not really being pulled back to it, and I don't want to force myself to read something that I'm just like not feeling right now. It's just so long. I think if it wasn't as long as it is, like it's longer than Manacled, and honestly there's not like a ton of plot to this. So I've lost a lot of steam with this. I was still enjoying it, but it's just like it's just too long. So I'm gonna set this aside. I mean, I haven't read it in probably 2 months. I will pick it up again because I do want to finish it. Not anytime soon, I don't think. After I finish How to Solve Your Own Murder, I almost said How to Train Your Dragon now. After I finish How to Solve Your Own Murder, I'm going to be picking up Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This was gifted to me from my aunt. Thank you, Aunt Jen. We went to go visit my aunt and uncle, and she knows I love to read, and she did like a blind date with a book, and she was like, oh, I know you read so much, so I was hoping to find a book that you haven't read yet. She was like, I know like what kind of vibe you like in your books, so she picked this one out for me, and I was like, I haven't read it yet, I'm so excited. And I also have the audio of this one from my library, which is also expiring towards the end of the week, so I want to get to this one. And it's magical realism, it's like witchy vibes, I think. A deeply atmospheric story about ancestral magic, an unsolved murder, and a second chance at true love, which is like exactly what I'm in the mood to read right now. And I have heard a lot of good things about it. Love this cover, by the way. So I'm gonna pick this one up next. But yeah, I'm just really excited because like I'm enjoying reading right now and it feels good to be back. Before I go, I wanted to show you my new planner. So some of you may know, and I think I included a clip of me using my Happy Planner, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite planner. I will continue to use those, but I don't want to use it for work. I want to keep my Happy Planner for like my personal stuff and like my to-do lists and stuff and not have it be work related. But I do need a planner for work. Like I personally like having a planner. It keeps me organized. It's somewhere to write my lists and meeting times and stuff. It helps me stay really organized. I'm not a digital kind of person. So I've tried to use Notion and like different like digital calendars and stuff like that, and they're just not for me. So I did buy a new planner for work because I will be going back to work at the end of this month. So let's open it. How can I even open this? Okay, so it's just this little green, like faux leather planner, and look how pretty these colors are. Love it. So it has the classic monthly spread, and then it has the day-by-day weekly spread, which I really do like how this works for me with work because I can write my to-do lists for the day easily and like write down when I have meetings and stuff like that. It just gives me like everything that I need as far as a work planner goes. And it also has this little like ruler you can put in it that like keeps your page, that you can move from week to week. It just like snaps over the spirals so that when you want to get to your page, it's just boom right there. So I'm pretty happy about that. I know that's probably not that exciting for most of you, but I like planners, so I figured I would show that. Anyways, I am gonna go get back to listening to my audiobook. I'm gonna go pull the weeds just so I can get it out of the way, and then I'm going to crochet until I finish the audiobook, basically. I'm just like really intrigued to know how it's gonna end. I feel like thrillers and mysteries are one of the best things to read to get yourself out of a reading slump. For me personally, it's just because I always want to know what happens, and they're always so like well paced, and they just keep me wanting more, and they're easy to like digest and get through. And yeah, I'm just really loving that right now. So I'm gonna stop rambling now. I feel like I've been here for a while, so I'm gonna go and I will check back in when I finish How to Solve Your Own Murder. I literally almost said How to Train Your Dragon again. Anyways, okay, I need to go. Okay, I have you propped up on my little pen cup, so I don't know, we're professional here. Update. So I did finish How to Solve Your Own Murder yesterday, and I absolutely loved that book. It was so good. I think it made me realize that I prefer mysteries over thrillers. I still like thrillers, but like the mystery aspect of a thriller is what I really like. I do like the spookiness of thrillers usually, but I feel like thrillers try to give you like a shock value, and some of them, like most thrillers, I feel like are kind of messed up unless it's like a detective thriller. So I'm like realizing that about myself now, is that I really like the solving the mystery aspect of that. So I think I need to check out more mysteries. So if you have some recommendations for some just like straight up mysteries, hit me up with those, because I'd be really interested. Also, fully catch up on my genre blanket. So I am completely up to date, which I don't know that that's happened to me since I started it. I don't know. Can you see all this? Look at this. It's looking like a blanket. So yeah, it's here. Hold on. Let me put the hook end up. I think it looks so good. I'm so excited to be all caught up with it. So now I can do, like, as I read a book, I can stitch like my rows for it or whatever. So I'm really happy about it. And I'm looking at it like, hopefully I read enough this year that I can make this look like an actual blanket. Because even if I double this, it's not quite a blanket yet. So I need to get a move on here, which I'm really happy that I'm like pulling myself out of this reading slump so that I can read more books. So my genre blanket by the end of the year looks like an actual blanket. Anyways, I have the day before me, and I have a couple things that I need to do. Like, I have to unload the dishwasher and put in a load of laundry and package and ship a Pango order, but none of that is going to take me very long to do. But I'm going to be starting Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young today. I do have the audiobook from the library. This isn't a super long book. It's like 350 pages-ish. I read the back cover last night, and I'm very intrigued. I know I read like the little blurb or whatever, the little like tagline at the top. So there's like an unsolved murder, a small town on an island. It says the island, rooted in folklore and magic, begins to show signs of strange happenings. So I'm very intrigued by that. And then there's like a second chance romance in this as well. I'm really interested in the mystery aspect of it. I'm interested in the like magical realism aspect of it. I think it's gonna be a fun time. So I also was looking at some of the audiobooks that I got from Libro FM this month, and I really want to listen to a lot of those. I just know a lot of them sound like witchy and like kind of spooky. I think there's one that was pitched as The Cruel Prince meets Ninth House, which sounds amazing. So I think I'll be listening to audiobooks for a little while because that feels like what I'm in the mood for. Honestly, I am just excited for fall to hit. I am so done with summer. I'm sick of summer. It's nice having off from work, but it's been so hot and humid here, and I'm done with it. I've had enough. I want cool weather. I need it to be like 50 degrees and cloudy, and I want to wear my sweaters, and I want to go get a pumpkin spice latte or apple cider or something. Like, I just really want it to be fall, so I'm ready for it. And I feel like that's the vibe of books that I want, is like spooky, witchy, magic, mystery kind of books. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go pop in the audiobook and start this and get those couple things done off of my to-do list so that I can just sit on the couch and follow along as I read. So I'll give you a better like update slash synopsis of the book, I guess, once I get a little ways through. So I'll check in then. Alright, hello everyone. It has been a few days, maybe like a week since I last updated, so it appears I'm still struggling with consistency yet again, but I don't know what to tell you. I did end up finishing Spells for Forgetting. I'm sorry that I didn't like do a midway check-in, but I really enjoyed this book. I had a very fun time with it. I really liked the atmosphere and like the magic of this book. So I think I like very briefly explained what this one was about, but basically it is set on this small little island, and the island and its inhabitants are kind of like known to be very witchy and like magical. And the main character, Emery, when she was younger, she was dating this guy, August, and her best friend, Lily, ends up getting murdered when they're younger, and everybody thinks that it was August. And so he is kind of like driven from the island, and it's like 14 years later or so, and he comes back to the island, and then it like brings up all of this stuff again of like, did August kill Lily? You know, what really went down that night? And there was like a big fire that has like mysterious beginnings as well. So there's a bit of a like mystery, like a murder mystery kind of thing. So you're trying to solve like what happened to Lily, and then also there is this like second chance romance happening. So I really enjoyed this one. I would definitely recommend it. I really liked Adrienne Young's writing, so I'll be picking up more from this author. I know she has another one called The Unmaking of June Farrow, which has like a magical realism element to it, so I'll probably pick that one up maybe sometime this fall. So yeah, I finished that one pretty much shortly after that last update. I think I've read that book in a single day. So yeah, I haven't really read very much since then, hence why there have been no updates and just b-roll. But today I did pick up Kingdom of Ash, and I read about 75 pages of Kingdom of Ash, so I'm happy that I'm at least reading, because I thought I was on a roll there with like reading 2 or 3 books in a row, and then I had like a week where I didn't read a single thing. So I thought that I was like out of this slump and I was gonna be back to like normal constantly reading, and I guess that's just not the case, which it's fine. But I am doing my reread of Kingdom of Ash. I read the first 200 pages months ago and I set this down and I never picked it back up, so I'm glad that I'm like back into my reread. This is my favorite series of all time, so this is the finale book, so I'm quite enjoying being back in this world with these characters, despite the beginning of this book being quite painful. So yeah, it's like easy for me to reread books when I'm like in a little bit of a slump. I thought I was out of it, but I don't know that I fully am. Other than that, yeah, I haven't really been reading anything. So I do have the new Assistant to the Villain book. I think it's called Apprentice to the Villain. I didn't know it was out, so I saw it in Target, and it has like the special sprayed edges, which is only for the first printing, and I have the first book with the special sprayed edges, so I wanted to get the matching one. I kind of forgot a lot of what happened in that book though, and I'm probably not gonna reread it before going into the second one, so hopefully that doesn't hinder my enjoyment of the second book, because I did really like the first book. It's like kind of a cozy, whimsical fantasy with a touch of romance. It's like got more humor added to it. And then I also really want to read the new India Holton book, which is called the Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, I think, which is like kind of along the lines of Emily Wilde, where it's these two like ornithologists that are, I think, possibly rivals, and they're looking for this like magical bird, so there's like a little bit of a fantasy element to it. It sounds really good, and Katie from Katie is Reading just read it and she gave it 5 stars and she absolutely loved it, and I am really hoping that I have a similar experience with that one. So I'll probably be picking that one up probably in this vlog, unless, you know, plans derail, as they do when you're on this channel. But yeah, other than that, I don't have much else to update, so I'm probably just gonna stick with Kingdom of Ash for today and probably read maybe another 100 or so pages. So yeah, I'll see you in the next update. All right, it has yet again been probably about a week, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I just haven't really been reading very much, so it's like, I know I keep saying this, but like it's hard to film for a vlog if you're not reading, like a reading vlog if you're not reading. So the only thing that I've been reading is Normal People by Sally Rooney. This is a reread. I've read this I think twice before. I'm about halfway through it right now. I really did not enjoy this the first time I read it, and then I watched the show and it helped me kind of understand the characters better, because there's lots and lots of miscommunication in this book. So yeah, the first time I read it I was like really frustrated by it, and then after I watched the show I was like, oh, I understand them more, and then when I reread it I was like, this is a masterpiece. So yeah, I'm having a really good time rereading it. Like, it's heartbreaking and stuff, but it's just a really well written book and I just really enjoy it. Yeah, that's literally all I've been reading. I went back to work this week. I had in-service for 4 days this week. I had an 11-hour day. That was really horrible. I had my 31st birthday this week. So it's been quite busy, quite a wild time. So that's why I pretty much haven't been reading. But I wanted to show that I got a new planner. I know I showed my like work planner at the beginning of this vlog, but this is my new year happy planner. So my current happy planner ends at the end of the year and I needed a new one, and I saw this one and it's a similar theme to my current one. So I got this one and it was on sale. It was only like $10 and I think they're normally like $30. Let me grab my current one. So this is my current one. It's like a celestial theme kind of one. I got this in the middle of 2023, and so it's like a year and a half worth of planning and stuff, and yeah, I really like it. I used to use happy planners all the time, and then I don't know why I stopped, but I'm back on my happy planner game. I absolutely love having a happy planner. So yeah, this one is like a similar theme. There it is. See how pretty? It's so thin compared to my current one because there's no like stickers or anything in this one. But yeah, this starts, oh, I guess it started in July of this year. I thought it started in, oh, you know what? It's an 18-month one. Oh, that's pretty. It starts in July, but I'll probably rip those pages out because you can, I don't know if you know this, but you can like remove pages in a happy planner really easily and insert pages. I really love this celestial theme. But yeah, I'll probably start this just in January and then it goes all the way through till the end of the year for next year. Yeah, that is that. I just wanted to show you that because I show a lot of like planner stuff on my channel, so I thought that would be interesting. Other than that, I don't have like a ton to update on, again because I haven't been reading. I've been doing a lot of baking. I showed some clips of me baking pumpkin coffee cake and some banana bread, and I'm currently baking some banana bread. I buy bananas and then some of them, like before I can eat them all, they start to go too brown for my liking, and it's like I don't want to just throw them away, so I'll just bake some banana bread. I actually made 4 batches today and I froze the batter for 2 loaves, and I just baked 2 loaves because Brandon loves banana bread. So yeah, I'm rambling at this point, so I'm gonna go and I will just, you know, come close out the vlog once I finish Normal People. Okay, is it the next day? Maybe it's been 2 days. I don't know. But I did finish Normal People and I had a really good time going through and adding to my annotations that I already had in here. And I just really love this book, and I love Marianne and Connell. Definitely the show helped me understand the characters so much more in their like situations and why they think the way they think and why they are the way they are. And then rereading this was just like such an experience. So if you haven't watched the show, I would highly recommend it and then read the book. I think that is what I would recommend, and I know that's like a reader sacrilege kind of thing because you should read the book first. But I just think the show does a really good job of like showing the characters' emotions a little bit better. For me personally, maybe I'm just like stupid and that's why I didn't like get it the first time, but I get it now. So yeah, I just really love this book. 5 stars. I kind of want to do a reread of Beautiful World, Where Are You? Because I loved this one. I think when I read it, I said I loved it just as much as normal people. So I think it would be interesting to read it now and be like, did I love it just as much? Or like, which one is my favorite one? But yeah, I just really, really enjoyed this one as well. I'm very excited for Sally Rooney's new book that is coming out. It's coming out late September. It's called Intermezzo. I'm not really sure what it's about. I don't really care what it's about. I'm gonna read it no matter what. But yeah, it's less than a month away. So I'm very hyped for that one because it's been a while. Let's see. Beautiful World, Where Are You was the last book that Sally Rooney had published. And that was in 2021. So it's been 3 years since a book has come out. A Sally Rooney book has come out. So I'm very excited for it. I hope it's really good. I'm sure it will be. Her writing, just like, now that I get it, it speaks to me. But yeah, that is a wrap for August. Whatever books I read in this video were all of the books that I read in August. So not a super quantity heavy reading month for me, but I did enjoy all the books that I read this month. So like I had a good time. I didn't find any new 5 stars. I mean, I don't count rereads in my like yearly 5-star count because obviously if I'm rereading it, there's a reason for that kind of thing. But yeah, hopefully I can, you know, pick up some really good books at the end of this year and find at least one more 5-star. Maybe it'll be Intermezzo. I don't know what other like releases are coming out this year for the rest of the year that could potentially be 5 stars, but I am in a very fall mood now and I want to read some like fall books, but I'm also like, my brain is also wanting me to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. So I don't know, that is a very wintry book or book series. Like it's a very wintry atmosphere. So I might save that for like December. I also really want to reread the ACOTAR series. And I'm saying all this as if I'm like picking up books left and right. Meanwhile, I've been rereading Kingdom of Ash for like 8 months now. So I think I just need to be a little bit more realistic. But yeah, I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I know it's been a while since I've had a reading vlog, so I hope you had a good time. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.